Hey, it's Jay Chatfield. This is Loving Yourself to Life, brought to you by Grace Guidance, where we encourage you to heal, inspire you to love, and live your life on purpose. Today's a great day. Today's an awesome day. Today's an abundant day. Today is a healing day. Today can be whatever you want if you affirm it. But today is also my 21st wedding anniversary. Shout out to everybody who supported us when we got married and who has supported us during the marriage. I tell people, don't get married if you are not ready to work. And not with the other person. Work on yourself. Your marriage will push you to be the greatest version of yourself if you understand that purpose is for you guys to work together, not work on each other. You're going to be working on yourself. That person should be working on themselves, and together you guys work in the purpose that you're married at. A lot of us want people that come already put together, that there's nothing that we have to do but just be like, some people get that later on, second marriage, third marriage, but some people do get it in their first marriage if you're able to weather the storm within yourself. And I always say, I attracted my trauma, and so did my husband. So we had a lot of work to do on self. Now, I'm not going to say whether who got there first or not, just to begin working on yourself, but I didn't start working on myself until about 2015 because I didn't understand. I didn't know that I wasn't supposed to be pointing the finger at him. I was supposed to be living in a self-awareness of myself, of the things that I needed to do. And so when I did that, things started to change. It became very tumultuous in the marriage. Like, we were on the brink of divorce, separation, numerous times, moving out, everything. But in the midst of it, there was still a deeper connection between us. We even, told our children that was, hey, we good. Y'all gonna be here, we gonna be here, And that may have created a level of trauma with them. But again, when you're dealing with it, when you're in the middle of you dealing with with you healing yourself, with you addressing the things that are coming up from your past or other relationships. In my case, it was from my childhood. You don't really see all the things in the midst of it, but then when you take your step back, you get to see just where you need to go for the next where you need to progress, where you need to heal yourself, but also shield your children from taking on any trauma that you had when you were younger. And I could see that happening. I really could. Abandonment is a mother monkey. I'm telling you, it brings up so many emotions. It's not just one thing by itself. And because I went through abandonment as a child, I didn't want my children to go through that. Because it's betrayal. Those things come out of it. Hurt, disgust, you're angry. You begin to hate yourself. And that's why I created Loving Yourself to Life. But to those who want to get married, to those who are married, the mastery of self inside your marriage. My husband said the other day, he was like, he had to grow as a man in the relationship, in the marriage. I did too. I got married at 22 years old. I didn't know who the hell I was. I didn't know who I was. And so If I didn't know who I was, how could I deal with all the things that was going on? I went through an identity crisis for a couple of years. Like, man, this was what it is, but it wasn't, you know? And by me being a person who loves people, who always wants to help, I got hit rocks, you know? And then, my husband was there, but it was like, how do I deal with this? How do I deal? He did, and I'm blaming him because he can't help me. He's 20 something too. We've never seen anything like this. That's why I don't look back on the marriage and say, you didn't do this. You didn't know how. And that's where in my new book I'm writing, I haven't named it yet, but people always say have grace. No, you need to have patience, because when you're even if you're getting married in your 30s and your 40s, you have to have life behind you. If you haven't worked on yourself by yourself, when you get married or you meet someone, you best believe, baby, it's about to happen. You're going to have to work on yourself. You can't just walk around ignoring it, especially if you want a progressive, loving, caring, understanding marriage. Some people just don't. People just want to pay their bills these days. I'm hearing people getting married because they just want to live together and pay rent. Forget that. So you want to be married, just know that if you get married in a certain stage of your life, you're going to have patience. That's the name, not grace. Grace is different. I might post a couple of pages of my book, and this is where I got channeled. But patience is when you have worked on yourself and you've gone through the ups and the downs of your emotion. Then when you're in a partnership with someone else who is going through and they're working on themselves, you have patience with them because you've done that for yourself. You can't do for someone else what you haven't done for yourself. People would but that's going to run out. It might be okay in the first 2 to 3 years, but you're talking about staying 7 years, 15 years, 20 years strong. Especially if a person is actively working on themselves. And that thing might not happen within one to 2, 3 years. Abandonment, it took me about the first 5 layers, because it's layers. I still have little things here and there that I'm working on. I might just go into that, with my children at this stage and with my husband too. It took me about 5 years just to get to that deep down thing. And I had to have patience. I didn't know what I was doing, but I knew I didn't want to feel the way I felt anymore. And I know that I didn't want the marriage to look like what it was looking like. So I had to fix that. So 21 years in a covenant marriage with my husband. I will say I love him. He is one of my road dogs. Like, we could sit down, whatever you want to call it, roll, whatever. I want to say my dog, that's my boy. We could sit down and we could talk about anything. He does have his best friends. I have my best friends. But we do talk a lot together, and it's good for us because of the personality. I'm a talker. He's not. But when he does talk, I listen, because he talks in his Batman voice all the time. And if he does raise his voice, please call the police, okay? But me, I'm that chatty Cathy with him. I'm always talking, and I could read him, and I could tell him now, okay, you've had enough of me. I'm going to let you go ahead and just shh. And he just look at me, and he'll be like, I know. Because I'm aware of myself. And that's a great place to be. I'm so grateful that I just lucked up and got the best dad in the world for my children. And that was part of the abandonment thing. It does make me emotional because, man, they got a great dad. I wanted that when I grew up, and that's what I asked for in a husband, right? And I talk about when you ask for things, you ask for things out of need and satisfaction of what you need to heal in your life. And that's what I did. I asked for a need in my life. Now, when you come to like the emotional part, those are things that we have to work on, because I didn't care. That wasn't a part of what I wanted. But I have the best provider and protector. When I go out with him, he's watching the exits. I'm just eating free, and he's always aware. Something's like, and he'll say, something ain't right. So, okay, let's go. And I mean, like, you missed your calling, boo. You should have been a CIA agent or something, because you are a special ops, because he's right. Like right on it. And I'm very grateful to have someone with such a strong discernment. I'm definitely the lover. He's definitely a I don't know what to call it. Like he's gonna be that covering type person. So I'm okay with handing off so many decisions to him. I don't worry about a whole lot of things. I don't even know how much the light bill is. And I do enjoy that comfort. And I'm very, very grateful. And I am saying that because, guys, sometimes you have to put in the work in order to get to the thing that you want the most. And I'm not talking about finding somebody that makes $100,000. I'm talking about those things that fulfill your soul, the inside, the thing that you need in order to grow. And I needed a soft place in that sense without worrying about bills or anything to grow. And I got that. And I'm so grateful. Happy anniversary to Mr. Chatfield, because I don't have a name anymore. They call me Miss G. Who knows? What's my name? Nobody knows. Well, this is J Chatfield, Loving Yourself to Life. I know this was super long, but people, work on yourself. And when you get with somebody, gotta have that patience. If that's who you choose and that's what you guys want to, you gotta have that patience, but you gotta have it with yourself first. Until next time, do something for you that only you will love. Have a love yourself day.